Welcome to the Rick and Morgan podcast, presented by Lemon Sports Network. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Ricky Lemon.
Welcome to the pod. We got a lot to talk about today, including the Patriots' struggles, the Cowboys' mental toughness as a team, the Rams' chances at a bye week. Let's get started. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing extra swell this week.
Extra
How are you?
swell.
You know why I'm doing extra swell?
I got bounced last week.
You got bounced.
I can't.
I was expecting all year that it would be me and you this week.
It's true.
In the championship week of fantasy football.
It was supposed to be.
But it's just me.
Zeke, you choker. Score a touchdown next time, you moron.
Zeke was the least of your problems.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's true. Andrew Luck. I'm sorry, Zeke. I love you. Andrew Luck, 9 fantasy points. Why?
Yikes.
Now it's 8 full months.
His kicker outscored your quarterback.
Yeah, it's true. And his kicker outscored 2 of my running backs.
Oh, gosh.
He was one of the few who had Kaimi Fairbarn.
19-point week.
If you were toasted by Kaimi Fairbarn, I got toasted by Kaimi Fairbarn. Let's go to our first segment in the news. Bears and Saints and Rams all won their division this week.
Oh, my.
They also happen to be the only teams that have clinched their division so far this year. That means no AFC teams have clinched the division. The AFC blows.
Yeah. I mean, we would have clinched the division right now if we didn't choke in Miami.
Starting the season, would you have said the AFC blows? No, probably the NFC blows, but AFC's not really that great right now.
I probably would have said the AFC blows too, honestly. But I'm a big believer in
at that point,
blowing.
Everyone just blows. the whole NFL just sucks.
It really does, honestly.
It kind of does. The Ravens want to extend John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh. Ugh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. That's
okay,
a good
all right.
thing. He's one of the better coaches in the league. He's
one of the better coaches, but he only won. I don't know.
He what? Sorry, go ahead.
He only won 1 chip.
That one chip was pretty impressive, though.
It was a pretty.
He went into
impressive
Foxborough and beat
freaking Joe
us.
Flacco.
He won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco as his quarterback. I think that
alone.
alone.
You know how
should...
angry I was then when I had to sit there all week and listen to them talk about how Joe Flacco was elite.
Yeah, I mean that lasted for 3 years.
That was like media being absolute tool bag worshippers.
Joe Flacco is a top 5 cornerback in this league.
Now let me tell you, Joe Flacco is better than Tom Brady.
Now that one I didn't hear.
Whoosh.
He is one of the better coaches in the
They
league.
suck. Yeah, it's true.
And
he's a good coach. He's just not. I don't. Do you put it? I don't. Does he choose his own players, like Bill does?
I don't think so.
Because I would say that was probably the fault of the Ravens. They never have good. They don't. I mean, what do they have at wide receiver in the last 5 years besides Torrey Smith?
John Brown. I don't know.
John Brown. Like they don't get. As much as we make fun of Flacco, they don't get him any talent.
That's true.
Put people around the guy.
That is true.
Give them some options to throw to. I mean, who's their tight end? Name their tight end.
Oh my god, I don't know.
It's Ed Dixon.
Ed Dixon. Yes, yeah.
There's no way it's
Look
Ed Dixon. Is that right?
I think you're right.
I hope I'm right. Ed Dixon. That sounds like a running back. No, that's the tight end.
What?
For the Seattle Seahawks. I'm sorry. Forgive me. He sounds like a Raven, though. Did he ever play with the Ravens?
Definitely sounds like if I think of Ed Dixon, I think of a Baltimore.
Because he had to play. He did. He played for the Ravens. I knew it.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't feel like an idiot anymore.
I still do.
We both we could have moved forward, totally agreeing that Ed Dixon was a Raven and been happy with it. You sound like Stephen A. Smith.
The matchup this week for the Ravens-Chargers game, okay, it's Ed Dixon versus Hunter Henry. Which tight end will be...
Wait, neither of them playing.
Actually, I heard Hunter Henry might come back.
He's practicing, but I doubt he'll come back. They were saying, as a complete side note, that Devonta Freeman, I guess we can put this in the news, Devonta Freeman was going to come back this year.
Wait, neither of them playing.
So Devonta Freeman apparently wanted to come back or whatever, and he hadn't started practicing at all. So, any good wise fantasy person would say, Devonta Freeman, probably snag him on my bench. I did, and, they're not going to play him at all.
Maybe if they were in
if they were in the playoffs, they might actually bring him back.
There's no point, though.
There's no point to having him. Did you know, just as another side note, because, going on side trails is my specialty. Did you know that the Panthers still have a chance at the playoffs?
I did know that, but it would take a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah. There's only 3 teams with the ability to get into the playoffs left that are still in the hunt, I should say. The Eagles, Redskins, and Panthers. But they shut down, when they shut down Cam Newton, I thought it was over.
Yeah.
I was like, it's pretty much done at this point.
I thought they were officially eliminated, right?
But no, they're not. 6-8. Who is the other team? The Vikings, 7-6-1.
It's gonna be the Vikings. They're gonna make the playoffs.
Maybe.
It'd take a miracle for the Eagles, I think. The Redskins aren't gonna do it. They're gonna lose this week, I think, to the Titans.
Really?
And who's the Redskins quarterback right now? It's something Jackson, right?
I'm not even worried.
Mark Sanchez is their backup.
The Cowboys could still lose the division, Rick. You never know.
They already clinched.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
No, they haven't clinched yet.
Oh, because the Eagles won.
Yeah, they weren't one of the teams that clinched. Yes. The Eagles are playing the Texans and then the Redskins. Yeah, that's not a good look. But do you really trust the Minnesota Vikings?
Not really, but I trust them a lot more than an Eagles team without Carson Wentz.
How many times are we going to trash Nick Foles before
and then he wins?
Shut up.
Yeah. I'm already there, kind of, pretty much, for the most part. You're a little...
Freak that, man. You know what? Nick Foles, all the way.
All right, let's do it.
Jump on the ship. Nick Foles.
Redskins, they suck. I'm sorry. They're not gonna make the... If they make the playoffs, I will do something crazy on the show. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They're down to their 4th quarterback.
The Vikings are facing the Lions and the Bears. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
They could actually get toasted by the Bears fully.
They could.
And if the Eagles, who are facing Houston, I don't think they can beat Houston, but the last game of the season is relatively easy. If they can win out and then the Vikings lose one game, the Eagles are in. Redskins are not going to do it. The Eagles play the Redskins at the end of the season. Yep. Another playoff side note. Do you know that if the Patriots lose this week again, and we'll talk about that later, if they lose it again and the Dolphins win, we play the Dolphins week 17 for the division.
That's wild.
I saw that. I was like, no way. Oh, my God. I'm going to become a Dolphins fan if that happens.
I'm never going to be a Dolphins fan.
We'll rip it away from the Patriots. Ryan Tannehill. I love the Patriots. I'm sorry.
If that happens...
That's crazy.
Brady's retiring, Belichick's retiring, Josh McDaniels, and whoever is the new quarterback.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. The Patriots will win.
That's not going to happen. Yeah.
That would mean that the Patriots would have lost 4 games in December, and not only that, but all 4 games they had a chance to clinch the division. That means they would have lost out.
That is like
if that
Red
happens,
Sox 2013 choke.
Unfortunately for these teams, the Bills and the Dolphins are both on the road against New England, so that's not going to happen. The Dolphins. I was going to say the Bills still have a chance, but they were eliminated. The Brownies are still in it.
Are they really?
The Brownies are still in it. 6-7-1. I don't even want to know what it takes for them to make it.
They're going to make it.
All we need to know is
let's just hop on the Eagles and Nick Foles.
They would need
the Browns and Baker Mayfield.
This is what would need to happen. They would need the Steelers, Colts, Titans, and Dolphins all to lose out. All to lose out. not even just like lose.
I have a feeling next podcast we won't be talking about the Browns making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Next year.
What if
next year?
There's always that sneaky. I think they'll be 500. What do you think? 6-7-1 right now. They could be 8-7-1.
Think they're gonna win their next 2 games?
Depends on who they play. Not gonna look it up. Let's move on to the next.
I think they play the Ravens. On one of them.
Let's move on to the next in the news point. Oh my God, I don't feel like I've gone off enough about Marvin Lewis, but he might leave the Bengals again. It was almost confirmed last year that he was going to leave, and then came back. The Bengals are like open arms. They're like, this guy, the greatest coach.
He's good for our community.
Greatest coach of ever. We're going to keep him. We're going to keep him. I can't stand Marvin Lewis. How many seasons do you have to lose, not make the playoffs, or not even just that, not win in the playoffs?
How many coaches
to keep him
have a losing season their first year and then get bounced?
Oh, God, so many. So many.
How many do it in 2 years? They have 2 bad years. Even more.
Generally speaking.
How about having, like,
John 10. Gruden next year?
Yeah. That's true.
Audi. They'll go sign another old coach. They'll go sign Tony Romo.
Tony Romo, the head coach.
Yeah, it's true.
Watch this next play.
The Bengals desperately need. They don't know it internally, but they desperately need Marvin Lewis to retire. Because the second they sign a new head coach, Marvin Lewis can't come back and say, "Oh, guys, I want to coach again." Can't fire your new head coach. Like, that's moronic. If Marvin Lewis quits being the head coach of the Bengals, they're in like the perfect position to reset themselves and try to actually win anything. How many years do you have Marvin Lewis on your team and you lose in the first round of the playoffs, or you don't even make the playoffs, and you don't fire the guy? Like, I can't wrap my head around that. The fact that you've kept him for this long. I understand keeping him for 5 or 6 years because he was decent enough to be kept. But you keep him this long, there's got to be something you like.
There might be a little some
deal.
You know.
He might be providing a little something in Cincinnati. He might have a dealer of the
I think
sorts.
he's finally gonna. And when he leaves Cincinnati,
I think he's done coaching.
He's done. Right. He's not going to get... Or he might go to like college or something, but he's not going to...
Yeah, he's not going to do that. I don't know who would be a good option to replace him. Somebody that buys into Andy Dalton, I guess.
They'll probably... You know what they'll do? They'll hire someone from within and just have him be the next coach for the next decade.
Do you think they should move forward with the Daltonster? Andy Dalton?
I don't really love Andy Dalton, but I would keep him if you get a new coach and see how he plays in a new system type thing. But if he still stinks, you get rid of him at that point.
Okay. Broncos are expected to fire coach Vance Joseph. That is not unexpected, considering that the Broncos suck.
They do suck.
How many? This is another situation where you're like, of course, you need to find a quarterback, but you have a fantastic defense.
You do.
One of the best defenses in the league, and you can't figure out how to win football games. I'm getting sick and tired of these teams like Jacksonville and Denver who can't win because they don't know how to build an offense. Like, those great
So is
defenses.
this really Vance? Like, this is another guy.
I don't think it's Vance Joseph's fault.
This is a perfect example of the Marvin Lewis thing, by the way. Like, he's getting fired, and it's like...
Vance Joseph 2 years in.
I would love to see, I think Vance Joseph needs... I don't know if he's a good coach.
Of his life.
Yeah. He's not having the time of his life anymore, bud.
No.
I don't know if he's a good coach. He's had 2 questionable years with 2 terrible offenses.
I think it's such a we were talking about this before the show, but it's a league where you have to be good for coaches and players. If you aren't successful at either thing, then you're going to be gone. Like, you're not going to be on that team if you're not good for like you see kickers. Kickers have the shortest fuse on the face of the earth, where it's like they have one bad game and they're cut. Like, everyone's like, cut them, get rid of them. You can find a new kicker. And so it's like this league is just so they call it not for long. NFL, not for long. Guys, they're on such a short leash, and it's all about winning now. So I don't know. By Vance Joseph, I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he'd be a good what is he, offensive guy, defensive guy?
I don't know.
I think he's going to get a coordinator job somewhere, and he'll be good.
Yeah,
and he'll probably
get a second chance.
He'll get a second chance somewhere. But like, this is what drives me nuts about teams sometimes, is that you have to give them a little longer. You know what I mean? Like, you have to...
Yeah.
Like the Browns have fired so many coaches, it's like, well, why don't you just stick with one and see what happens? You know what I mean? Like hire... Like, if the Browns hire Josh McDaniels and they go 8-8 the next 2 years, right? Don't fire him. Give him like 3 or 4 years to figure it out. Like, the Oakland Raiders are going to give John Gruden
10 years.
Yeah, they're going to give the whole contract. They're going to give it to him. Like, but you know what? In 4 years, John Gruden might have his team, and he might actually be winning. And I think haters of John Gruden right now should slow their roll, because the Raiders really,
which includes us.
It's true. When they sat down with John Gruden, it was like, you know, when you sign a 10-year contract, it's literally John Gruden probably telling them like, buckle up. I'm trading guys. I'm getting rid of people. I'm building the team that I want to build. So as much as you want to make fun of John Gruden for losing in his first season with the team,
that was to be expected.
It was to be expected, because that's what... The second they traded Khalil Mack, it was done. Like, it was like, okay, he's not trying to win this year. It's obvious. But it's fun to make fun of John Gruden. So
it is very fun to
We'll continue. Todd Gurley may not play this week.
Rest in peace to all you fantasy owners that have him.
Todd Gurley every time ripping your heart and soul out. And James Conner also may not play. I think he's not playing this week.
Officially out.
He'll be out. I think they're nursing that knee. They're not winning the bye week as much as they want to. They're not winning it. They would need the Patriots and the Texans to lose a lot of games left. That's not going to happen. So I don't think the Steelers are going for any sort of bye week. They're going to win their division. They're going to win their division this week. Mm-hmm. So at this point, I think it's just like heal up James Conner, get ready for the postseason type thing. Let's move to our next segment. Forced opinion. Force our opinion upon you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to listen to it. Well, actually, you don't, but we'll still talk about it.
We're still going to force it down your throat.
It's true. The New England Patriots lost their second straight game. What is wrong with the Patriots?
I really want to say something.
Tom Brady's in decline. I'll say it for you.
Well, there you go, folks. That's the end of the show.
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think he's played well, though.
No.
Well, a few weeks.
He doesn't play well in December. I can pull up his numbers from last year. No old quarterback plays well in December. Look at Drew Brees right now.
That is true. The cold weather.
Tom Brady in January, it's going to shred people. Like,
I hope so.
He's Tom Brady.
I really hope so.
He's going to be like, it's postseason time. Time to turn it on, boys. I don't know what's wrong with this team. I can't really figure it out.
Well,
I think Bill can't figure it out either, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
I mean, if you just look at our offense on paper, when
it should have been good.
It should have been good.
There was plenty of guys that we had.
It wasn't good. No. Maybe it's too many checkdowns, but at the same time, not enough. Like in that fourth quarter,
they didn't give it to James White.
James White was wide open on at least two of those plays.
They didn't give it to him at all.
But then at the same time, they'll have like a check down that James White gets 2 yards on a 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's so confusing. I don't know if it's a Brady thing. The defense hasn't been great either, but it hasn't been as bad.
People have been shredding the Patriots defense. Not shredding as in like quarterbacks throwing the football. I mean making fun of and trashing their
defense. But it hasn't.
Their
it really hasn't been
actually,
that bad.
to be honest with you, if you look up their numbers and you look at what they've done this year, the Patriots might be 10 overall among defenses. Like they have not been bad. They've actually been above average. Average would be around 15, so right above average.
Your boy Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah, my boy Kyle Van Noy. Their defense is good, and when Bill comes up with a game plan against a team, they can execute it, and they do, and they have against good teams this year. The problem with the New England Patriots is it has everything to do with the offense. And I don't know what's wrong. Like, you watched that game against Pittsburgh. Defense played great in that game. Great. Mm-hmm. Yet, the Patriots couldn't move the ball down the field. And I'm not a coach in the NFL. I don't know what their problem is. I don't work for the team. But if you're asking me, you have to put it on the shoulders because that offensive line's been playing decent. Sony Michel has been good this year, and the wide receiver core and Gronk, obviously, I think they need to step it up. Like, Gronk looks fat, slow, and he just doesn't look into it anymore. Gronk isn't Gronk.
He's done after this year, I think.
Yeah,
most people believe that.
I think coming into the season, as much as I went on a rampage about how the New England Patriots, Gronk wasn't really going to retire and all this crap. I don't think he was actually planning on it. But I think there was a thought in his mind, like, I'm kind of done playing football. Like, I can be an idiot on television and make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's essentially what it is for him. So, I mean, when you win a championship in your career, some guys just nothing left. It's like, all right, well, I won a championship.
I'm making millions. I just won a championship.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to.
I'm getting hurt
he's
like
won
every
two,
day.
Right? 2? Gronk?
2? Yeah.
So
he almost won 3.
But I hate to put it on Brady because a lot of people are like, oh, Tom Brady's declining, and it's like, no, he just never plays well in December. It's not like, I mean, the Patriots play well in December and Tom Brady does enough to get done, but if you're talking about like putting up Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers numbers, no, that's not going to happen. It's just not what Tom Brady does. I mean, in the last 3 games of December, his combined QBR has been 110, which is good. But
these last 3 games?
Yeah, it's last against Pittsburgh, he was 89, but he's throwing like a 70 completion percentage, averaging around 300 yards and like 2 touchdowns a game. Like, that's not terrible play for a 41-year-old quarterback. Like, are you kidding me? So I don't know if I put it on Brady. There's just something off about the New England Patriots. Do you think it's a lack of identity?
It could be. I mean, I kind of figured what they were going to do was like, we're going to be like the 04 Patriots. We're going to pound the ball. We're going to play defense.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And they haven't done that. But they also haven't been like the 07 Patriots. They're not chucking it down the field.
No.
They're not. They're somewhere in between right now.
You know who they're compared to?
Who?
2009 New England Patriots.
That's a good...
The team that lost to the Baltimore Ravens.
In the wild card weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison right now, honestly.
That's what a lot of people... Now, here's where That year, the Patriots, and that was the year that they came out with the documentary A Football Life. That was the first of Football Life with Bill Belichick, the 2-episode, whatever it was. And you followed the New England Patriots that whole year, and I think it was the second episode halfway through they were facing the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints were torching them. I think it was 42-10 or something like that. They were just getting destroyed in New Orleans. And it just showed Brady and Bill standing next to each other, and Belichick said, you know, I just can't get these guys to play the way I want to. I don't know what it is. They're a talented group of guys. I just can't get them to play the way I want to. And a lot of people feel that same way about this year, that they have a talented group of people that just aren't playing well this year.
Yeah.
And when you have Tom Brady on, you know, you're driving on the highway and your needle is on E. That's it. Like, you know, this is, you gotta either stop and get gas, or
you just go until it ends, which is what they decided to do.
But it's like they're going until it ends, and it's like you're wasting all of this precious time driving in the back roads instead of hopping on the highway straight to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like this is not the time. Brady's still playing well. The offense is still good. The defense is still good. This is not the time for the New England Patriots to be lollygagging in December. Like, this is the time for them to pick it up and turn it on. And it might be one of those years like 2009 where Belichick's like, I just don't know what to do. I've tried everything.
Do you think maybe they don't have enough playmakers?
They never had enough playmakers.
Well, not necessarily on defense.
Oh, like turnover related?
Yeah, like Chandler Jones was known as a playmaker. Malcolm Butler was known as a playmaker. Like
Maybe
those guys. How many?
Hightower was a playmaker before he got hurt last year.
Yeah, but now he's not really. He's more like a stable, like do your job type player.
Yeah,
like Kyle
he makes plays in ways that normal fans don't really notice.
Right, which is good and it helps our defense, but it's not necessarily a playmaker.
Right. We don't have that. I think the closest we have to a playmaker type player,
McCourty maybe.
No, I was gonna say Daron Harmon, but I don't mean in the terms of like when you say playmaker, I'm not talking about like elite,
creates turnovers.
Like elite. He's just a guy who is ridiculous. I don't know what it is that he does, but he turns
destroyed half
the
time.
Yeah, it's true. He gets burned like 90% of the times, and then it's the fourth quarter, and he picks it off in the end zone for some strange reason. I don't know. I personally don't think it's a lack of identity. I don't think that they lack identity. I think they have identity. I think the problem is just focus. I think the whole team is just an unfocused mess.
Yeah, maybe they're just like, well, we won the Super Bowl. We know we're going to make the playoffs. Like, this is the hope. We know we're going to make the playoffs.
Like Golden State.
Yeah, like we're just walking.
Golden State Warriors.
It's like when you just get out of the bed in the morning and you're just like walking down the stairs. You just, we're going to make the playoffs.
Here we go.
It's like, yeah, they don't really care.
And then they like turn it on. But the problem with that mentality is that by the time you get to the playoffs, things are going to get a lot harder because you weren't focused. Mm-hmm. Now they have 2 games, and if losing, I think a lot of people are panicking. They're like, "Oh my God, the Patriots lost 2 straight. They're not playing well. They're not doing well." I mean, generally speaking, the New England Patriots against Miami had that game won. They were destroying the Dolphins the whole game. The Dolphins just happened to come back, and they basically had the game won, except for a ridiculous, Gronk in the back of the end zone. Can't tackle for his life, missed tackle. Like that's a freak play. To me, the Patriots did not lose that game. That was a Miami Dolphins like, holy crap, what did they just do? Tossing it all over the field, pretending that they actually practiced it, but it was just some kind of freak accident. Like sometimes that happens in the NFL. Yeah. That should have been a game they won. They should have had the hats and T-shirts, throwing it on their heads and saying, we won the division. No, they didn't though. That's just not how it worked out. Miami still has a chance. I don't think, like, you look at that game, that was like I think that was a suffocating loss. Like, why did we just lose that game? That's not even our fault. Like, literally just, as much as they're like, Bill's like, that was my fault, like this, that, and the other thing. Like, it's not the mentality. They're going to say that to the media, but in your head, you have to be thinking, like, we didn't lose that game. Like, the Dolphins just did something ridiculous
at the end. And you noticed, too, on that last play, they didn't care.
Yeah.
You could kind of tell they were he's going to go down.
He's going to go down. Somebody's going to tackle him. They'll leave it.
They're all just kind of jogging.
Gronk's got him.
Great idea.
He was hoping an earthquake with him falling would not cause him to fall down before the end zone.
Looks like a giant running.
It's true. I don't think it's a lack of identity. And like when you look at that game, they should have won. In my mind, that's technically a win. So it's not like they lost two egregious games. You know what I mean? Like, they lost to the Steelers this past week. They lost to them, like, straight up. But that's something you expect.
Yeah, tough game in Pittsburgh.
A tough game in Pittsburgh. But all these years of the Patriots, they called Tom Brady the Steelers Slayer. All these years of the Patriots destroying the Steelers, beating them in the last second games. Last year, they almost had us beat in Pittsburgh. And it was bound to happen. But I think for people to overreact to say, oh my gosh, they lost 2 straight games in December. Well, one game was because of a freak play, and the second game is because the Steelers' life depended on it in Pittsburgh. Like, they lost that game, Rick.
Oh, yeah, Ravens are ahead.
The Colts,
I think. Yeah,
the Ravens took the division, and the Colts jumped ahead of the Steelers, and the Steelers weren't. Like, that is a game they had to win, as opposed to the Patriots, who were walking in there 9-4 going, we're going to the postseason again. Like, so like, I just think everyone's like a lack of identity Patriots. I don't know about that. I'm not really sure that it's not that they lack identity. I think it's just they were unfocused. Like you said, the Patriots may not have a chance to, they may not be focused on the regular season because they're just looking into the postseason. But I mean, besides them getting trounced by Tennessee, who this old Belichick person, and they should have won against Miami. You're talking about, a win against the Jets, a win against the Packers, a win against the Bills, a win against the Bears, a win against the Chiefs, the Colts, Dolphins. Like, they were on a friggin' tear before the end of October, I think it was.
Yep.
So, with the exception of the Titans game, the freak accident of the Dolphins, and the inevitable loss that was going to come to the Steelers, like, as much as you can critique the Patriots in the one game. That last drive, what the heck were they doing? They should have checked it down. They should have done this. You should have done that. I don't critique end-game things, but I don't think it's because they have a lack of identity. Do you think they can turn it around?
Yes, obviously. It's the New England Patriots. Like, what kind of question is that, honestly?
The Christian Fourier on the post-game show on Sunday was saying that they can. It's too late.
Okay, if you think that, then you haven't watched football the last 10-plus years, 15-plus years.
Anybody, all you got to do is get in. If the Patriots catch their stride,
watch out.
If they play in the wild card round, if they play in the second round of the playoffs, whatever, if they get the bye week or not, like, let's just assume. I think I have the playoff picture pulled up right here. Let's just assume everything stands pat, right? Chiefs, Texans bye week, Ravens, Patriots game 1, Chargers, Steelers game 2. The Patriots would play. That would get real tough. I think it would. I think it depends. In the NFL, it depends on record, right? Who they play next. Okay, so
no, it depends on the seed. So depends who would win in the other game too. Who we'd play.
Okay, all right.
So let's say the home team wins.
So the Patriots beat the Ravens. That's.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson's not going to.
Okay. Yep.
Toast.
I agree.
Like, the Baltimore Ravens suck. This is not going to be a John Harbaugh surprise. Like, Joe Flacco comes onto the field in the postseason. Like, no, that's not going to happen. Patriots make it to the next round. Who do they play? The Houston Texans in Houston. Is that a winnable game?
Yes.
100%. That means they go to the AFC Championship again against the Chiefs, who they already beat this year. And let's just say the Chiefs don't win the bye week and the Chargers win the bye week.
Even better, honestly.
Even better. And I think that, like, it's going to get, like, Patriots Chargers in LA where there's not really any.
It's essentially a neutral field. I mean, Chargers would probably be the favorite, but it's a winnable game.
It's a winnable game. Like, you're looking at Patriots Steelers, winnable. Patriots Chargers, winnable. Patriots Ravens, winnable. Patriots Texans, winnable. Patriots Chiefs, depends on where they play.
Yeah, that's the one game
That's
that
the
but
one
it's
game
still
that-
winnable though, because it's an inexperienced Patrick Mahomes.
That's
and
true.
Andy Reid, the head coach.
The Chiefs, if they get that yanked away from them by the Chargers, like they get their life and their heart ripped out, like they spend all year being the best team in the AFC, and then the Chargers sneak in and like, guys, I'm here. Like Phillip Rivers, I should have played. I'm here, and then he gets the bye week. If the Chiefs get that stolen away from him, how much do you think that's going to affect them as a team?
It could affect them, definitely.
Like, and
Chiefs
like
are one
they
of those,
lose in the wild card round.
Oh yeah, no, the Chiefs are definitely one of those teams that
could happen.
They could get home field, they could win their division, and they can make the Super Bowl pretty easily. I could see that happening.
Yeah,
they could also get that wild card spot, go into Pittsburgh or something, and just like lose. The Steelers play like lose. The Steelers, and you just lose. Yeah, it could easily happen.
Just purely because of the fact that the Patriots have literally, there is no one that I think that can beat the Patriots besides the Chiefs in the playoffs here. I think the Chargers can. Don't get me wrong. But the Patriots have always had the Chargers number in the postseason.
Yeah.
And I look at I just don't, like everyone's thinking the Patriots are going to get bounced. Who are they going to get bounced by? Okay, if they play the Colts in the wild card round, that's legitimate. That they could maybe lose.
I mean, yeah, they could, of course.
But if you're telling me they're playing the Baltimore freaking Ravens next week, I mean, in the first round of the postseason, 2 weeks from now, they're playing the Baltimore Ravens, and you're telling me they can't win that? If they lose that game, then Bill retires, Brady retires. Like, I want him out. Let's get Josh McDaniels in here. Like that's not going to happen. So we've spent a lot of time on this first point.
Yeah.
But I think the Pats can turn it around. That's just who they are. If they lose to the Bills or the Dolphins in the next 2 weeks, then maybe you can start having some concerns. But I think they had the Dolphins beat in Miami. They should have had the Steelers beat, to be honest with you. The defense was playing out of their minds. All they needed to do was score 2 more touchdowns, and they had the thing in the bag. But it is what it is, what happened in Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh had their life on the line, so I don't think the Patriots have a lack of identity. I think it's just simply a lack of focus.
If they lose this week, though, and Miami wins this week, okay, now...
Then you can start questioning.
Yep.
I'll give you that. We will come back on this show, and we will say that the New England Patriots are in trouble. But right now, Patriots are fine. Like, with all of this, like, this is going to be like a we're on to Cincinnati type thing. The Bills are about to get trounced. I feel so bad for them. Josh Allen's going to get, like, intercepted 5 times. Like, he's going to be like, oh my God, what happened?
I think Josh Allen will do okay, but yeah, the rest of the team
will blow. The Patriots will have a huge game. Like, it's going to be a big game. But we'll see what happens. The Cowboys lost to the Colts this past weekend. Do they have a lack of mental toughness? Do they lack mental toughness to make a deep playoff run?
I think so, because their head coach is Jason Garrett.
That's so unfortunate. They are such a good team.
They do have a lot of talent. Their defense, I don't know if is quite ready to be a Super Bowl winning.
And their
defense.
Ash is so freaking good.
And I don't know if Dak is quite like a Super Bowl quarterback. We'll see. He might be. But yeah, no, they definitely lack mental toughness. I still think they're getting bounced in the first round. I know it's your Cowboys though, so you might
love them.
think differently.
Super Bowl favorites. No, I'm out of my mind. I think it's funny that everyone at the beginning of the year wrote off the Cowboys as this terrible football
That's true,
team,
including me.
And now they're like probably going to win their division this week. So they have played well this year, but I don't know. I think Dak doesn't lack mental toughness. He has a lot of composure in big moments. Zeke has a lot of composure in big moments. Cooper, we haven't seen him play any big moments, so I can't really judge that. Their offensive line obviously plays good throughout the entire game. So I think offensively they're really good. I think they do have a young defense, but I think they can be composed. I don't think the team itself has a lack of mental toughness. I think it's a similar situation to what you see in Kansas City. Their whole team is good. Their whole team probably is good enough to come back and win big games and do their thing. But their coach is Andy Reid. Yeah. The coach is Jason Garrett. Like, Jason Garrett is going to go out. There's no way they can win a postseason game with Jason Garrett as their head coach. There's no way.
It's
he
possible.
Can't game plan.
It could happen.
He can't game plan. He can't coach. He can't make decisions in big moments. Like, Jason Garrett is the worst thing to happen to the Cowboys.
But you know what?
And yet he lets the almighty above in the booth,
Jerry Jones,
do what he wants. So
I will say,
hey, why
you know
not?
what Jason Garrett can really do, though?
What?
He can clap really good on the sidelines.
Yeah. Let's go.
Down by 30.
Good job, guys.
Up by 30.
Yeah, he's a loser. I think they don't lack mental toughness. I think they lack a mentally tough head coach. That's about it.
Yeah.
I think that their coach probably would, that's the new Dallas Cowboys Tony Romo right there. You should be winning chips with Zeke and Dak and Amari.
We're talking about Tony Romo being a head coach. Imagine him as the Cowboys head coach.
That has been rumored. He's been rumored in a lot of different team discussions. That would be unfortunate. Hey, do you know CBS has a Super Bowl? As a side note?
Yes, they do.
And you know who's calling it? Tony Oh No.
Tony Oh No.
Here we go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I actually like that. I do like that a lot. Oh, another side note I should have put in the news. ESPN is expected to keep the Booger McFarlane crew on Monday Night Football. Frick me.
Yo!
Turn up. To watch him for a whole nother year. Robot Tony Romo. I mean, Robot, what's his name? Tight end.
Don't ask me. Jason Witten.
Jason Witten. Robot Jason Witten. And that other guy who's exquisitely short.
Yeah. Bald white guy.
I do think the Cowboys have mental toughness. I think they'll win one playoff game. Probably.
I'll pick against them either way.
You know I'm picking them.
And you're going to pick them either way.
Ready? Yep. I'm going to go through this whole thing. I'm going to pick them against the Seahawks. I'm going to pick them against the Rams. I'm going to pick them against the Saints. And I'll pick them against the Chiefs, Texans, Chargers, Steelers, Patriots, or Ravens.
Patriots too?
If it's Patriots, Cowboys, my word.
You know how pissed the NFL fan base will be if that's the case? I don't know if that would be the highest rated game of all time or the lowest.
Oh my God, they hate the Cowboys and the Patriots.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's going to be wild.
That would be fantastic. I would love it. I would love it too.
That'd be cool.
As a fan of the two of the most hated fan bases in the NFL. Love it. Let's go to number 3. In light of a huge matchup between the Bears and Rams this week, do you think the Rams are at risk of losing their chances at a bye week?
Don't they have to lose both games?
No.
They only have to lose one, and then
They are not in the same division as the Bears, so if the Bears beat the Rams this week, they're tied among...
Oh, they're playing against each other this week?
Yes.
No, didn't they already play? They
I'll
played
just
a few weeks ago,
confirm it.
right?
I want to confirm it.
Because Todd Gurley played against the Bears. I would know that fantasy-wise.
They did play each other a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry. I don't know why I think the Rams were facing
but the Bears won, though. So when they have the tiebreaker?
Yes. I'm sorry.
So that's interesting.
Forgive me. The Rams are playing somebody else.
Someone that isn't the Bears.
This is the second time this year I've completely screwed up a matchup.
I don't know what you look up on Google.
I don't know what I look up either. Rams and Cardinals this week.
Oh, yeah.
The Bears are facing the 49ers.
That's 2 dubs from them. So I think they're fine. They're not going to lose to the Cardinals without... If they had Goff and Gurley out, they're still not going to lose to the Cardinals. Honestly, they'd still win just by their defense.
They have to play... Cardinals and 49ers.
So I think they're fine.
They're
fine.
I'm
not worried about that.
They should be okay.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the Rams?
No. I think they had a tough matchup against the Bears, and I'm more on the Bears train than you are. I believe in that defense hardcore.
I like the Bears too.
Yeah, but you're like
I actually think the Bears are probably going to win the bye week.
Okay, never mind. Well.
The Rams have been like... I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's...
Do they just choke? Is that just their
I
thing?
think they're chokers. They got Sean McVay running up and down the sidelines like he's on the field. And Todd Gurley can't decide to stay in a freaking regular season game in week 16 and 17. Jared Goff doesn't know who he is when he steps on a football field, whether he's Rex Grossman or Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know what he is.
No in between.
There's no in between. The defense is, I think, the only thing that'll kind of carry them, and they haven't even been playing that great lately.
True, but they've had some injuries on defense.
Yes,
guys are starting to come back.
I'll give you that. The Rams may have peaked early. Unfortunately for them, they might have peaked early. They were one of the best teams in the league before the Saints-Rams game.
So were they 8-0?
Yeah, they were undefeated before the Saints-Rams game, right?
Since they went undefeated, yeah, they lost that game.
But I think it. I don't put their losses the last couple weeks on the defense though. I think it's mostly the offense.
Yeah, the offense that was like insanely good has kind of just dropped down.
And it's not even.
But could
like,
that just be like they know they're in the playoffs and they're like kind of like that Patriots attitude?
Probably, but when we'll see this week if they played like poop and lose to one of the teams, or they play like football. They play like crap and win by a little bit, like then you can start being a little bit concerned. The only thing I'm concerned about is Grandpa's Jared Goff is not playing that great, and
this is your grandfather's Jared Goff.
This is what you get. You see is what you get with Jared, and you never know what you're going to get. So that's kind of a hard thing to decipher. I don't know. I want to like Jared Goff.
I do too.
But he gives us so many reasons to not like him.
I want him to win a playoff game too.
It'll be interesting to see because I think out of all the teams, right? Let's just say I don't want to make any predictions, but let's just say all of the wild card, all the bye weeks stay put: Chiefs, Texans, Saints, Rams. Who is the team most likely to get bounced to whoever they play in the second round?
The AFC or NFC or both?
Both. We'll just throw them both together.
Texans probably, I'd say.
I would say the Houston Texans too, but in a close second is the St. Louis Rams. Los Angeles Rams. Forgive me.
Put one in the jar.
Yeah,
I agree though.
We should just have
I pretty
an
much
LA
agree with
jar
that.
sitting down every time.
Maybe the Chargers, because they just have a
freaking-
natural like choking in the playoffs. They need to get over that hump. You know what I mean?
Chargers.
Yeah. So I could see them choking.
That's only if they sneak in and get a bye week though.
Which they might be able to.
Yeah. I don't know. Houston has been playing different this year. I don't know. Here's the thing: is that the 2 bye weeks right now in the AFC are 2 teams with quarterbacks who are completely untested and unproven in the postseason. They could realistically. This is what you could see happening. The Patriots and the Steelers. I'm not going to give the Steelers a game against the Chargers. Patriots and Chargers make it to the next round. Patriots play the Chiefs, Chargers play the Texans. The Chiefs puke all over themselves. The Patriots get to the championship. Texans puke all over themselves. Chargers get to the AFC championship game. Like, you could totally see that happening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
So it's like, and then you look at the, like, I don't know. If Houston wasn't sitting there, and it, like, say it's the Patriots who get that bye week, out of those 4 teams,
Chiefs, Patriots,
I think the Los Angeles Rams are the team most likely to get upset in the second round.
I would agree with that because I could see them playing the Bears again, and that Bears defense just they're shuts them
tough.
down.
They're tough. Mitch Trubisky in an NFC Championship game. What?
Wow, that's
imagine. Oh my God, I'm rooting for the Bears all the way to the Super Bowl. I need that. I need
Bears,
that.
The
I need
Cowboys,
Mitch Trubisky. I need to hear all week these people dissect Mitch Trubisky's game.
Your dream NFC matchup is Bears and Cowboys. Yeah,
here we go. I am a fan of the NFC North, just in general. So
I am too, actually. Honestly,
I like all the teams there.
Even the Lions.
Say it again.
Even the Lions.
No,
I don't mind the Lions.
I don't mind them either. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Rams, but if they do lose one of their next 2 games, they're in trouble. Let's move on to the Patriots Minute. Josh Gordon, so unfortunate, announced this leave of absence in football, and then subsequently it was announced that he violated his terms of agreement with the NFL that's allowed him to come back, causing an indefinite suspension to be reinstated. How does this affect the Patriots?
What I said when we signed him was I didn't really care.
Traded for him, you mean?
Yeah, traded for him.
Yeah, we traded for him.
Fifth round pick. Yep. I liked the move because we didn't have to give up a lot, but I was like, we don't really need a receiver, and you were like on the train of getting a receiver. So I'm still kind of in the same boat now that we lost him.
To be honest with you, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm still kind of in the same boat because, like, yeah, it stinks that we lost him. And he's a weapon, and he could take like some of the defense would focus on Josh Gordon. Now that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but you still have plenty of like bodies on that team. So I think like you still have Chris Hogan, you still have Philip Dorsett. Cordell Patterson has been surprisingly pretty good lately. You still have guys that will fill the role. I think they'll be fine.
As much as I think it was a good move for the Patriots to bring in Josh Gordon, I think that there were other options out there. And we all know what happened to Dez Bryant and his Achilles injury, but that was out there for free. And so now the Patriots trade a 5th-round pick to get a guy who's questionable when you could have picked up a guy who's probably going to play just as good for a small contract. Like, it's not... He wasn't asking for millions.
Yeah.
See what he signed
with
New
we
Orleans.
both liked the move at the time. And looking back on it...
I'd make it again, probably.
I'd do it again, too.
A lot of people are thinking that he got too involved in the offense. I don't know about that. I don't see him as... He was good and he was involved, but it wasn't like he was like, oh my gosh, if we lose Josh Gordon, you know what I mean? Like, that's not... Like, the guy who cut Randy Moss, the New England Patriots were fine.
Yeah. If there was anyone like that in the offense this year, it's James White.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, that would be the guy that's like, oh, okay, now we're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. I think if that guy went down, you're in trouble. If Jules went down, I think you're in trouble.
Yep.
But Josh Gordon leaving the Patriots,
he's like fourth on the
needs
list.
this. He struggles with whatever he struggles with.
You think he's ever going to play football again?
He will, probably. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a long road back. It's almost like cheating on your girlfriend twice.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times now. So it's going to take a lot to gain trust back. But I don't, honestly... Actually, I'm going to revise. I don't think he'll play again. I don't think he has the mental stability to play in the NFL.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's too much for his mind, I guess.
It stinks because he's
talented. Very good. Very good. I also think it's unfortunate that he was with the Patriots because I don't think... This is my one critique of Tom Brady, or actually many critiques of Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't use his tools a lot. He checks down a lot.
That's true.
He goes down like to Edelman. He uses, he goes down to James White. He throws very short passes on a regular basis. But when you have a guy with the speed of Josh Gordon, why are you not trying to, go deep a little bit more often or try to make, exploit that a little more often? I know Brady probably wasn't that comfortable because he didn't get a lot of playing time with that.
Didn't have a
Josh
training
Gordon.
camp or preseason.
But take the risk. Like, shoot it down the field. Like, you have opportunities, and Tom Brady doesn't generally throw interceptions. So it's like, you got Josh Gordon burning slow corners on the outside. Like, throw it to him.
Yeah.
I think he would have fit. I think Josh Gordon actually probably would have fit better with Green Bay.
That would have been cool.
That would have been a good team for him to be at, but he probably will never play football again, unfortunately. As far as it affecting the Patriots, like I said, it's not a huge deal. So this was supposed to be the Patriots Minute, but I never set a timer.
That was Patriots 5 minutes.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the New England Patriots today. This is like the old Lemon Sports.
Yeah, this is...
So it's different.
Classic.
Patriots will be fine without Josh Gordon. Who do you think is going to step into his place? Chris Hogan.
I could see Chris Hogan. I could also see Cordell Patterson.
Cordero Patterson. I wanted to use him more. This poor guy.
Did you see that one? The one touch
he gets thrown on the special teams on every team he plays on. I'm like, Cordero.
I'm always like, I've not like you like Patterson. I'm always like whatever with him.
Yeah.
But that one touchdown he threw, I don't know if I think it was against Miami that he caught. When he ran over the guys and Brady threw a perfect pass
into the
it was like the 40-yard. Yeah. I saw that play and I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's
okay.
He's good.
I see it now. Okay,
he's good. Let's move on to Lemons. Buy or sell. The Eagles are better with Nick Foles. Buy or sell?
I have to buy it right now. Right now, through what we've seen, he's won a Super Bowl. He has a better record this year.
Trade for him.
And this doesn't mean Nick Foles is
Bill. If you do not trade for Nick Foles right now.
You see it in hockey sometimes. It's a weird analogy, but like the goaltender, teams will just play better with a different goalie.
Yeah.
Maybe the Eagles just play better with Nick Foles.
There have also been arguments that Nick Foles fits Doug Peterson's system a little bit better than Carson Wentz does.
He probably does.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just can't buy into, like, if Nick Foles was... If you went to Nick Foles and you said, hey, Nick, we're giving you a full-time job. Carson Wentz is going to be your backup.
He's going to stink.
He would be terrible.
Like, at that moment.
The second they say that, turd drops in the bottom of his pants, and all of a sudden he sucks. And it's like, what? I don't know what it is with Nick Foles. If you gave him a full season with the Eagles, I think it would be this moment right now, actually, which I think is kind of ironic. It's not going to the younger guy. But if what we've been rumoring, what has been thrown around the rumor mill has
juicy.
any truth to it, and Carson Wentz is dealt This is only if Nick Foles gets into the playoffs again and gets him somewhere. If that does happen and they trade Carson Wentz, I see this as a similar situation to what the San Francisco 49ers did with Colin Kaepernick and Alex Smith.
Yeah, I could.
They should have kept Alex Smith. And some people will disagree. Oh, they're calling, Kaepernick needs a chance. No, he's bad at football. There's no chance that he's ever going to get. Colin Kaepernick is terrible at football, and I said that the second they gave him the job. Alex Smith should have stayed the quarterback in San Francisco, but now we're sitting here talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and his $100 million
That's because you hate
contract.
running quarterbacks.
Well, partly, but Colin Kaepernick's not good at football, so that's
he was. I mean, when he came in, he was
good,
caught teams by surprise because he was extremely fast, like
and
RG3.
athletic, and he's good.
But once
player.
teams realized that,
but
keep him in the pocket, it was
the 49ers now. They had to basically reset their whole quarterback situation, their whole offensive situation, to the point where they were bad. After getting in that Super Bowl, they were bad for many years, but it's only like 5 or 6. They've been bad for a little while now.
Yeah.
And they've had to try to find a quarterback. They traded for Jimmy Garoppolo because this Nick Mullins guy. Like, there's a lot of situation there. But if you go back to why this team was as bad as they were, they gave up on Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And you could look at the situation with the Philadelphia Eagles and be like, in 5 years from now, why did you trade
Now,
Carson
just for
Wentz?
fun, theoretically, you're Bill Belichick.
Tell the Patriots 5 first-round picks. Carson Wentz. I said this last week on the podcast. I need this guy here. I will be at Dick's Sporting Goods the day after buying a Carson Wentz jersey.
5 first-round picks.
What
What if the Eagles actually
5 years of first round?
They say, you give us 5 first-round picks, Carson Wentz, all yours. Do you actually do that?
Yes.
No hesitation.
No, it wouldn't even be like. It wouldn't be. If I'm Bill Belichick, I'm sitting there, and I have Robert Kraft staring at me. Do you really? Yes. Are you? Yes.
That's kind of your whole future.
Yes. It's terrible. Actually, if there was a position that you could give up five first round picks for, the only position that you could really justify doing that with is the quarterback. So
Yeah, we do have a lot of like second.
Realistically, I would give him
picks.
2.
I'd give him
2. I'd give him 2 and a player.
I'd give him 2 first round.
It's a quarterback, Rick, for the next.
Yeah. I'd give him 2
15
first round picks, and I'd also give him like a because we have
Like,
2 seconds.
Do you want to go draft Will Greer, or do you want a quarterback?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is more stable than anybody coming out of the draft this year. He's like, if Tom Brady decides to call it quits at the end of the year, I think you got, whether you're Bill or Josh McDaniels, you got to make a call. You got to say, listen.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, you have just to ask.
You got to be like, hey, Nick Foles got you the NFC Championship game again.
Hey, Nick Foles is pretty good, don't you think?
Like when I'm texting you in trades, Saquon has not been that great. He sucks. So I have to get him on my team. And then you could do the old 3-for-1. I'll give you 2 first round picks and Kyle Van Noy.
Deal.
Dunzo. Yeah, so all of that to say that I'm going to buy the Nick Foles thing on the Eagles right now.
Bye.
Number 2, the Chargers. Where did I see Chargers in that statement? Honest to God, I was just looking straight at that, and I saw Chargers between the word is and the. I saw a little bolt.
Wow.
I was like, whoa. This is not even about the Chargers, people. Is this the end of the era in New England?
Yeah, after all the good things we just said about it, I think it could be an end of a type of era. I don't know if it's the end. You know what I mean?
Is it like the end? Buy or sell?
I'm going to sell for that. I think it could be. It's partly the end, though, because I think Gronk's gone. I think there'll be some retooling in the offseason.
There's some good tight ends in this draft.
Yeah, there's a chance that one of Brady or Belichick leaves too.
Yeah. This is why I think the Patriots need to do some soul searching.
Like next year, though, even if those things happen, like one of those guys calls it quits and Gronk retires, I still think you're like a playoff team probably. You're still competing at the top of the AFC.
Here's the thing, is that the Patriots have been so much better than everyone else for so long that it's kind of like they're starting there. Everyone's like freaking out about the Patriots. Oh my gosh, they're 9-5. What are we gonna do? Probably win the bye week. You know what I mean? Like
win the division.
The New England Patriots. I'm gonna sell it only because I think next year is it.
Next year's the last one.
That next year's the last ride with Brady and Belichick. Now, I could be very wrong about that, but something's telling me that Belichick's still in it. Brady's, he said he wanted to play for the next 5 years. So I think, as much as we want to talk about it, right now, I'm going to sell that because I think the Patriots are fine and they're probably going to get to the AFC Championship again, most likely. But as far as rest of season, like if you're going in the offseason, if the Patriots win the Super Bowl, Brady's retiring. To me, he's done. Like he's going to be like, all right, see you later. Bye, guys. I'm going to ride off like Peyton Manning did. So, see you later. He'll go spend time with his family. It'll eat at his heart and soul, but he'll be done. He'll retire. Bill will stay. Bill will stay only because he wants to prove he has only one thing to prove left.
Win without Brady.
And he's going to want to do it. And he's going to find a quarterback. And you know what? He dang may well do it. Because he's Bill Belichick. But it also might expose him to the fraud that he is if Tom Brady really was the guy. The reason why he was winning. I think what Bill has done with so much crap has been incredible for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And I think that alone should just tell you that Bill Belichick's a good head coach. Like when he had the Browns back in the day before they moved to Baltimore.
Yeah, he was building.
He was actually building a good team. Their team had won like 5 straight games before it absolutely collapsed when the team found out that they were moving to Baltimore. They were like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
The fan base started coming to games. They started destroying the seats in the stands. Like it was just a disaster. Worst decision they made moving to Baltimore. And they lost Bill in the whole situation with that. But I think Bill is a fantastic coach. I think Brady's a fantastic quarterback, and obviously, it's like mixing the perfect smoothie right there. You know what I mean? You put them together, it's like, wow, that's awesome. So I'm gonna sell the fact that the New England Patriots era is over. But if you're asking me if it's over by next year, probably. Number 3, the Chargers will win the Super Bowl.
I'm going to say so on that. And I have the Chargers in the Super Bowl preseason prediction, but I do think they're peaking a little early, and I also think there's a chance that they can choke because they've done that every year. They're known for being chokers. That doesn't mean they won't win because I think there's a chance that they will, but I don't. They're not my favorites in any way.
Next week we will be going over our playoff predictions, and we'll see what happens. The playoff picture will be more clear at that point. But I'm going to buy it.
Okay. Chargers are your team?
I think the Chargers are playing much... A lot of people are going to disagree with this. I think they're playing better football than the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are chokeable.
They are as well.
From what we've seen.
I think both teams are chokeable.
Even information, 100%. But the Chargers to go into Kansas City in a big-time spot, down 14 in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go, and to come back, that to me is enough for you to say they're the best team in the AFC. They went for 2. Yeah, they had a good play. I told you that. I was like, they have a good play call. They have to have one, otherwise you wouldn't go for 2.
Imagine if they didn't convert that, though.
Oh, that would have been
completely
roasted. But the Chargers probably if you're the Chargers and you're looking at this game, right? You have Melvin. You had Justin Jackson running in that game, right? You didn't have Melvin Gordon.
Keenan Allen went out in the first quarter.
You came back. It's 27-28. And the coach is like, okay, I have a good play call. And you're looking at the team and you're like, we're not going to beat this team here on a regular basis. Let's go for broke. Like, we were going to lose this game anyway.
We're not going to stop the Chiefs in overtime.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. And they did it. Like, it was a great play call. Great. Like, I told you they had a play call. You're going to go for it on 4th down in a game like this, you probably have a play call. And so they did. I think that shows me that they have the mental fortitude. They have the mental toughness. They have the players, the talent. I think they're more talented as a football team as a whole than the Kansas City Chiefs. I think if it's them and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, the Chargers are going to win that game, and I think they're going to the Super Bowl. And I don't think that the Saints can beat them. I think that this Chargers team with Joey Bosa and a healthy defense is just too good. They have a better defense than the Saints. They have a better offense than the Saints. They win that game.
Are you not concerned that they might be peaking too early?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
I don't think any of them are peaking too early, considering. certain situations. But I think that they just went out in a big game and played like that. That game has subtly become maybe the biggest game of the season for the Chargers. Nobody is talking about it. Like, that is literally the biggest win that they have had probably in the last 5 years. Like, that was huge. Like, you just literally shut up an entire team and fan base in one game with a 2-point conversion. People were shocked by that loss. Like, and then the next morning, everyone was talking about something else. So it was like, it was so fast. That game was super important to this whole season. I think we could look back if the Chargers win the Super Bowl and be like, that's where they turned it on. That's where it was like, here we go. So I think the Chargers found their stride. They have arguably one of the best receiving corps in the NFL. Mike Williams, Tyrell Williams, Keenan Allen.
True, yeah, that's a great receiving corps.
All of them would probably be wide receiver ones on most teams. They would be the number one guy. I forgot their fourth guy, but the fourth guy, they've even said that guy would probably be a starter on any NFL team. Yet
nobody even talks about him.
Nobody even talks about him because he's the fourth-string guy. So let's move to Pick'em. Are you ready to do Pick'em, Rick?
Yeah.
Cue the music. Week 16 of the NFL season. Here we go. Games start today at 4:30. Redskins at Titans.
I'm going with the Titans because the Redskins.
Let's go Skins, baby. Skins.
You got the Redskins?
Yeah, I'll take the Redskins.
Okay.
Every time I pick an upset, it usually works out. I don't know what it is this year. It's
I
freaky.
hope you're wrong because I have Titans defense in the championship game.
Ravens at Chargers.
Oh, this is a great game, actually.
Good game.
I'm going to go Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
Close game.
Chargers. Buccaneers at Cowboys.
I have to pick the Buccaneers.
Cowgirls! Let's go, Dallas. Good dub.
I hate the Cowboys.
Lions at Vikings.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I'm going to take the Lions. I'll take another upset.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with that?
Your precious Vikings not making
I
the
need the
playoffs.
Vikings to lose
So you can get...
so I can get my
Nick
team,
Foles.
the Eagles, into the playoffs. I hated Nick Foles at the beginning. I'm just in now. I'm all in.
You 3 podcasts
Frick
ago.
this.
I hate the Eagles. I hate Nick Foles.
I hate everything about
3
them. Now
weeks
it's like,
later,
Nick Foles.
my team, the Eagles, will make the play. Bow to the statue.
Falcons at Panthers.
I'm going to go with the Falcons.
I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one, too. I think Calvin Ridley's going to blow up this game.
Hope not.
Texans at Eagles.
You know what? Let's ride it. Fly, Eagles, fly.
On
Back
the road to victory. Oh,
to the playoffs.
Giant. I'm going to take the Eagles, too. Giants at Colts. Sorry. Colts.
Colts.
Bengals at Browns. Browns. Bills at Patriots. Patriots. Packers at Jets.
Jets. Jets.
Yeah, were they third place in the NFC?
Yeah, something like that.
Jaguars at Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars.
I'm going to take the Jaguars, too. Bears at 49ers. Bears. Rams at Cardinals. Rams. Steelers at Saints. Great game.
Saints.
Why is that not in prime time on Monday night? Frick the Broncos and the Raiders. Slide that game over and put the Raiders and Broncos at 4:25.
Wait, what's the... is that the Monday night game?
It's a Monday night game. We get to sit there and listen. I'm not going to watch that game. I'm sorry. I can't.
not either.
There's no reason for
It's
me
on
to sit
Christmas
there
Eve.
and listen to Booger McFarland. This is ridiculous. Flex the Steelers and Saints there, NFL. I'm calling you out now. I don't want to watch the Broncos and Raiders on Christmas Eve with my family. You freaking kidding me? There's no reason to listen to
What,
Booger
you don't want to watch Case Keenum and
Booger
Derek
McFarland
Carr
pick his
and Booger
nose on his friggin' elevator lift on the sidelines. Take a leap.
Wow.
I can't stand that. I can't. Steelers at Saints. Chiefs at Seahawks. Chiefs. Broncos at Raiders.
Who cares?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to rescind that. I'm going to take in the Seahawks. Broncos
okay.
at Raiders.
Raiders.
I will take the Broncos. It's been quite an interesting year in fantasy. Like I said, I lost this week.
Unfortunately.
I do have 2 other leagues that I'm a fantasy playoff guy in, but don't care about those leagues at all. I am trying to win third place. I'm actually going to try to slide into third place.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
So, who's your fantasy player of the week?
All season, I've picked players on my team.
Frick me. Who's your league winner?
My championship league winner is not Christian McCaffrey, is not Saquon Barkley. It's the guy that's got you here.
Patty Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
I didn't even know he was going to say it,
the championship.
but I knew he was going to say it. Patty Mahomes. I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey. If you have Christian McCaffrey in any league, you're probably winning the championship.
Thanks, bud.
If Christian McCaffrey... that is actually a great meme, and I will use it if he poops his pants this week. Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, gosh. If I lose this week and McCaffrey gets less than 10 points...
GG.
I'm never going to hear the end of that.
No, it's not. You're literally going to be
forever.
Like,
the rest of my life.
The guy you love failed you. I will trade you him next year, too, when I draft him.
Thanks.
I think Christian McCaffrey is a league winner. Do you have any closing thoughts for our
Just want to say,
quiet listening?
it stinks that me and you aren't playing. I wish you were here with me to cherish this moment together.
Yeah, this was our rivalry was getting heated, and this was a game that needed to happen. And,
looks like another year where it's not me and you.
It's stupid,
we thought this was going to be the year.
Hey, bro, listen, we might switch divisions so that we're not in the same division next year. So let's snag the bye week, roll our way to the title.
Fine, fair enough.
Sounds good to me.
So, here's the thing.
Okay.
Last year, you made it.
Swag.
The year before that, I made it.
Yep.
I think the year before that, I won it.
Nope. Sean did.
Oh, okay.
You won the year before that.
So, for the last 5 years, at least one of us has been in the championship, but we still haven't played.
It's true. It's about to happen. It's bound to happen.
Eventually.
See you later, Rick.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Rick and Morgan podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and check us out on thethemensportsnetwork.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Rick Morgan Pod. See you.